Hey, welcome back to Queerful Consideration. I'm your host JT, and we are jumping into another Legendary Cube draft. Why? Because there's only a few more days left in Legendary Cube, and while I do have the packs and stuff to do Battle for Zendikar draft, I'm enjoying these play points and this very special Legendary format. I'm actually enjoying the heck out of it. Not as much as like I enjoyed Avacyn Restored, but I think part of the reason I loved Avacyn was that it was a rich draft format. It really was. I loved the soul bond mechanic. I loved the fact that you could do a lot of different things in the format early on, and that as the format matured, people decided to get the heck out of black, and so running as the quote-unquote dark horse in black, mono black even, it was a lot of fun to go. Here, I'm enjoying the big, go for 5 drops and 5 color 5 drops. But I also like going the aggro route in this format, and I'm just finding there's a lot of play. There's a lot of play in it all over the place. So enjoying it, and we'll see how we do in this one. I'm going to go ahead and pause and unpause it as we are ready to rock and roll. Let's see what first pack gives us. Glissa the Trader is fine. I'm not crazy about it. When I look at this pack, the Warstorm Surge is kind of cool. Silumgar's Command is a beating in most formats, and this is not really an exception. Although, it's not as good here as it has been in other places. Basilisk Collar is quite good. Repulse is always fine. Pulchronos is a surprisingly good card. Condemn is also great. But Pulchronos, as a format of 5/5, that's just you got to do something about that. In a format that revolves around its 5 drops, some of which are undersized, this is a pretty great card. When I look at everything else in here, the only other things I'd be taking would be utility stuff, namely the lands, Condemn, which is better in this format than in other places, or... Why is my Z not working? Yeah, Condemn, there we go. Lightning Bolt, which is not at its best, or Repulse. So I'm just going to take this Pulchronos and be pretty happy about it. Next pick, well, Golgari Signet isn't bad. Ramps us into our Pulchronos. Keranos God of Storms is a... So here's the thing, right? Keranos and Primeval Bounty each do an interesting thing. They are each recurring advantage engines. They are, call them, what's the word I'm looking for? Planeswalker-like abilities. None of the other things in here are instant awesomes. Ichor Wellspring is pretty sweet when you have the ability to sacrifice and cycle artifacts. Mystic Gate is pretty good. I think of these two, Keranos is better than Primeval Bounty. Just because Primeval Bounty is just grinding out advantage in the late game. So I'm going to take the Keranos here. And I'll pick up the ramp. Alright, Kalemne is really sweet. Again, it's a format that revolves around its 5 drops, and this guy gets big in a hurry. Dragon Lord of Tarka is a pretty big beating. Silence of Believers is exactly the kind of removal you want in these decks. It's hard for me to turn down a Thada Adel. This is the card I always want to see, and so I'm going to take it, because I may still go the Keranos Thada Adel route, although Kalemne is one that I would love to see back. Thada Adel is hard to beat. Sakashima the Imposter is fine. Nissa, part of the cycle of Planeswalkers they have in this format, is fine. Forbidden Alchemy digs pretty hard. Niv Mizzet is a sweet 6-drop. Disenchant is something I always actually want in my decks. There's no useful fixing here. Basic Forest, huh? I'm never going to have that many Basic Forests in a deck. Draws cards. Draws cards. I think Forbidden Alchemy is probably the place I want to be, though, instead. Yeah. Alright. Flooded Grove is perfect fixing if I want to have the Polkarnos in my deck. Tarka Worldrender is fine. Rescind is actually pretty good in these. Crozen Verge is fine. Oblation is pretty good. Staff of Damnation is excellent if you have the tools to abuse it. Floodplain is fine. I'm going to go for the Flooded Grove here. It's just the kind of fixing I want for my double blue, double green start. Even though I do have Polkarnos in the sideboard here, I'm completely open to running it. Taiga is good mana fixing. When I look at what else is in here, Miri Cat Warrior. First Strike, Forest Walk, Vigilance. It's fine. She's fine. Fine. But she's not the huge advantage engine. She's just getting through damage. Thada is stealing artifacts. So I'm going to go with the Taiga. Jingataxius is not the thing. Ith is not the thing. Daretti, as much as I would like Daretti to be the thing, it is not. Sidar Jabari is better than most of these 4-mana 2/2s. Hythonia the Cruel is no joke. I'm going to go with the Boiler Works, although the Champion's Helm is also a consideration. I think the Boiler Works is just where I want to be. Alright, so here we have some choices. The Austere Command is no joke. Destroying all artifacts and all enchantments is a pretty big effect here. Omnath, also a ramp-worthy target. Genesis Wave. Big Genesis Wave. Brothers is not where I want to be. Chromatic Star is fine. Fine. Lujun is fine. Oh, Genesis Wave or Omnath. I decided to Genesis Wave, although that was really close. Here, I think the best thing available to me might be Vanish into Memory. Gliss is fine, but I'm not running black. I think it's actually Basilisk Collar. Tromokratus is a finisher. Dismantling Blow, I could take a Mystic Gate to fix for white, just in case. I don't think I'm getting there with Sidri. There's always Ichor Wellspring. There's always Ichor Wellspring. I just don't think Tromokratus is good enough. Mikakoro, no way. Okina? Worldly Tutor. I like it. If I can tutor up a Thada Adele every time, I'll do it. Canopy Vista, Disenchant. I don't think I'm going to be sacking things. I think I'll take the Disenchant for the sideboard. Bishkal, Muddle, Vertaloth. I don't think I'm kicking that too often. I'll take a Muddle. Legacy Weapon. Sure. Get in there. Jingataxia. Sure. 10-drop finisher. Yeah, I'll take it. Why not? So this was not a great start. I don't mind being blue-green and splashing for Polkarnos. Not for Polkarnos, for Keranos. Here, Explosive Veggies is a pretty good card. Marchese is not bad. Vincer is interactive, which is good. Glacial Fortress helps me splash. The Transgo Promenade helps me splash. Honorworn Shaku, Tenza Goto's Maul. Tenza's not bad. Temple of Epiphany, pretty good. I think I'm going to go Vincer. It's a bounce effect, it's a flash effect, it's a remand effect. All those things are good in my book. Rupture Spire, wow, so we had the two versions of the same card in back-to-back. Compulsive Research is pretty good. Boros Signet also good. Farseek also good. I think the Farseek over the Boros Signet. Honden of Cleansing Fire is not the Honden you want. Hellvault is okay. Wooded Foothills is also okay. Ashling the Pilgrim is fine. Lawan is fine. I think I want the Farseek. Xenagos, God of Rebels. It was a pretty good place to be. Careful Consideration, also good. Reki History of Kamigawa is good. But I think Xenagos is where I want to be. The thing is that giving the +X to creatures is very powerful. Crackling Doom is good. Devour Flesh is good. Careful Consideration is very good. But yeah. I've already got the Forbidden Alchemy. I'm going to take the Xenagos here. Now I've got two of those kind of Planeswalker repeating effects. Simic Signet. Simic Signet is great. The Breeding Pool is very good, but I think the Simic Signet is where we want to be. Also, options are Traumatic Visions and not a whole shit ton. I'd love to find a way to sack my Ichor Wellspring / Recurrit. Yasova Dragonclaw. Is that where I want to be? I mean, I'll be green-blue. I'll be activating it. Also a possibility are Watery Grave, Swiftfoot Boots, Grasslands, Chromatic Sphere. I think Yasova Dragonclaw hits pretty hard. Don't mind Swiftfoot Boots either.
Is it fierce?
It is fierce. It is fierce. Chandra has joined us, ladies and gentlemen. Do I want Yasova Dragonclaw more than I want the Swiftfoot Boots? Hexproof and Haste is pretty good. I'm going to take the Hex Swiftfoot Boots. It's just a unique effect. Glissa Sunseeker, no. Azuri. I'm not really casting that many little guys here, so Azuri doesn't really get there all that often. Talisman Ramps, it's a mana rock. Gleam of Resistance, very rarely seen combat trick. Temple of Abandon would be fine. It is fixing. Yeah, you know what? Azuri can get there. Alright, now we're talking. Melik, is it Paragon, isn't bad. But I'm not really running instants and sorceries that much.
Is it a Paragon?
Is it, or is it not? Kamal Fist of Krosa is the overrun on a stick. And that's fine. Only got 6 creatures right now. Azami's Familiar is pretty bad. Temple of Malady, maybe? Whispers of the Muse. Let's cycle. Hey, Prime Speaker Zagana. We're getting there. We're doing it. We're doing it. Phyrexian Arena is still in the pack. That's big.
Why are there so many? Oh, is this the thing that's all legendary creatures?
This is all legendary
okay.
creatures. It is a legendary cube, in fact. All right, Tenzagoto's Maul can probably get in my deck. Yeah, versus Eldamri's Call. Yeah, I think Tenza can get in my deck. Hellvault. Hellvault can certainly get in my deck, although Lawan is also an option. Lawan's an option. don't think I want to be exiling instants and sorceries with Kaho. Nope. Mimeoplasm, however, is splashable. Yeah, why not? Since I'm going to splash for red, I might as well splash for black too, right? In which case, let's see, is there any other activated abilities here that I'm going to want to copy? The answer is no. No Rings of Brighthearth, I do not want to copy you. Nope. Skullbriar, nope. Gleam of Resistance. Well, black is open here. Green less so. Red even less so. But I've got an interactive-y green-blue deck. It's fine, it does things. I'm just going to steal games with Dada. Dimir Signet is some fixing. Rafik is stealing wins, speaking of which. Verdant Confluence doesn't do enough. Lightning Greaves definitely does. Worn Power Stone is pretty sweet too. Edric Spymaster is amazing. I think I got away with Edric Spymaster. Just steal some games. Time Stop, though, is a very powerful effect. There's a lot good in this pack, and so I'm hoping to get something back. But it's hard to pass up Edric when you're in a green-blue deck. Speaking of which, let's see here. Tezzy. Tezzy's not bad. Counters. Not doing a ton with counters. I mean, there is Azuri. And I think that's it. Salt-Crusted Steppe is a storage land that's somewhat on color. Yeva Nature's Herald, a 4-mana 4/4, isn't bad. So, Tezzy for C or Yeva Nature's Herald. I'm going to go with Yeva. Sure. I just hope being on 4s instead of being on 5s is what's going to get me there. Kaiga the Tidestar is excellent. Rampant Growth is hard to argue against. Faith's Fetters, Talisman of Impulse, all very good.
Especially if you're splashing.
I am splashing.
Yeah.
I am splashing. Talisman of Impulse is pretty good. Jungle Shrine fixes. Kaiga the Tidestar is just powerful. I do have enough playables right now. They're not great playables. I'm thinking Talisman of Impulse. Yeah. Oh, Maelstrom Wanderer. Wait, I didn't see Maelstrom Wanderer. Why don't I just cast Maelstrom Wanderer and win games? Blue, green, red. Yeah, that's on color. Okay. Explorer is fine. Surak. Surak, green, blue, red. I'm in green, blue, red. 6/6 for 5. Yeah, I'm into it. Reflecting Pool would also be fine. Lorthos is good, but super expensive, and I'll be finishing games before that thing hits. Nope. I mean, this is fine to tutor every turn and put it on top of your library, but... Oh, Wrath of God, what an effect. Wayfarer's Bauble? Bauble's fine. Otherwise, Twilight Mire, Marsh Flats, Yeesh, Bauble. Okay, Orzhov Signet, Orzhov Basilica, Sword of the Animist. Fires of Yavimaya, Kadama of the North Wind, North Tree, sorry.
Squee!
Squee. Look at Squee. There you go. I like the Sword of the Animist here, although the Signet is basically off-color ramp. Is it worthwhile?
Squee.
I'm not running Squee. I have nothing to gain from running Squee.
Squee.
I know he's squee. I'm going to Sword of the Animist here. Sphere of the Suns, Marrow Sorcerer, Rada. I could run Rada. Mycosynth Wellspring is fine. But I think Rada is better. March of the Machines. Council's Judgment. What the hell are these cards still doing here? Dreadstrip Reef is good. Rexiel the Risen Deep. Good God. I'm putting that in the deck. I'll splash for it. Rafika the Mini came back around. I'm not running black or white as a primary color, so this doesn't really fix for anything. So that's unfortunate. Rafika the Mini is basically Stolen Winds, though. Bosch Iron Golem. Just throwing rocks at people. It's not good enough. I'm going to put Rafika the Mini in. I don't think I'm going to run it. Salt Crusted Steppe is good. I don't think I want a Tumble Magnet. White seems pretty open. All Suns Dawn could do some work in this deck. So could Urza's Rage, though. Let's see here. Wear and Tear, Opal Eye, Pure and Simple. I think Wear and Tear is the place to be. Although Pure and Simple is, you know what? It's red-green, and I could use it. I really didn't get much fixing, so I'm leaning on the Farseek and the Bauble to do my fixing. I'm not sure the Basilisk Collar does much, although Death Touch is definitely an ability I'm going to want to have. Green-black fixing, sure. Fires, maybe. Calciform Pools, maybe. Yeah, this build's going to take some work. A lot of cuts to make. Let's go ahead and sort by converted mana cost. I don't think the Wellspring's going to make it. I don't have any recurring things to do there. Sword of the Animist is going to be better for me than Tenzagoto's Maul. Let's go ahead and group creatures separately. Genesis Wave, I think, is a stretch since my ramp is restricted to Bauble, Signet, Farseek, and Sword. Tenzagoto's Maul, Fires, Urza. I think Fires maybe goes. I think Lowen definitely doesn't make the cut. Zuri. I don't think Sidisi makes the cut. I think the Mimeoplasm doesn't make the cut. Urza's Rage is basically my only removal, and I'll gladly put it in there. Forbidden Alchemy. So, am I splashing for Rexiel and Mimeoplasm? Am I including Keranos and Xenagos? I'm basically a green, red, blue build. What do I have? Am I splashing Rafik? I don't think so. Flooded Grove. Salt Crusted Steppe, no. Twilight Mire. Twilight Mire gets me double black. Gets me black out of green, which is fine. Boilerworks gets me blue and red. Taiga gets me green and red. The heck was this again? Destroy target multicolored permanent. I don't think it's that good. Calciform Pools gets me blue / ramps me. Salt Crusted Steppe gets me green / ramps me / gets me white. I don't have any other ways to get white, so my big win conditions. I mean, Prime Speaker's not bad. Mimeoplasm is okay. Rexio the Risen Deep is the truth, man. That card is the truth. Okay. Whispers, I think, can go. Fires, I think, can go. Boots or sword or Basilisk Collar. I think collar can go. Boot stays. Tenza Goto's Maul probably goes because I think my creatures are big enough on the high end to be outclassing what's there. And then it's a question of what else I leave in. Do I keep Keranos or Xenagos? Xenagos is definitely the more overpowering, so I'm going to go with Xenagos, but I can swap those out at will. So, with a Taiga, so I've got 2 black sources here, right? No, only the 1 black source. This is a colorless source of ramp. I've got 2 blue sources. 2 green sources, no, 2 green sources, and 2 red sources. 2 blue, 2 green, and 2 red, let's call it. A Wayfarer's Bauble. Okay. Double blue, green red, green blue red. My mana's a nightmare. One black is correct. Yeah, I actually think that's right. Strange as it is, I believe that is correct. Oh, man. $17. I think 18 is correct here. I think Muddle the Mixture might be a bit much. Although transmuting for 3... lets me pull up Thada Adele or Edric Spymaster. So yeah, I'm gonna go with it. I mean, jeez. Oh, same converted mana cost as this card, so I can transmute for Swiftfoot Boots or Sword of the Animus. Yeah, okay. The mana's a nightmare, folks. The mana is a nightmare, but we're gonna see if we get lucky, and I'll see you in round 1.